But there are some things that you can never go wrong with. Some foundations that no matter what the changes are, if you follow these basics, that can really give you a good starting point. So obviously minimizing the processed foods and the empty calories, the refined sugar, and those types of things. Working on eating slower and more mindfully, paying attention to your food while you're eating it instead of distracted eating, stress eating, and taking your time while you're eating. Avoiding emotional eating and the stress eating. Working on managing stress levels and your responses to stress. Getting enough sleep. And getting regular physical movement. Does that make sense? So some other things to consider is getting enough protein, because protein is the most satiating of the macronutrients, and it will help you to feel fuller for longer while getting a dose of vitamins and minerals. Getting enough nutrients in general, because when you get those nutrients, your body will say, hey, you know what, I'm good. I have the nutrients that I need. The timing of your meals. So when you're choosing to eat, when you choose to stop eating for the day, and how often that you choose to eat. How you combine your macronutrients, like say for example, trying to avoid having the fat and the carbohydrate in the same meal, right? So if in a meal you're going to have something that has a lot of fat, limit the amount of carbohydrates that you have. If you're going to have something in a meal that has a lot of carbohydrates, you want to keep that amount of fat in the meal low. So avoiding having that combination in the same meal. And the quantity and quality of carbohydrates, especially the carbohydrates like those refined carbohydrates, like the refined flours, the refined sugars, all of those things turn into sugar very quickly in the bloodstream, versus, say for example, the carbohydrates found in, say for example, a sweet potato. Because there are carbohydrates that turn into sugar in the bloodstream in a sweet potato, but there's also a large amount of vitamins and nutrients in that sweet potato. So that would be a good example of considering where your carbohydrates are coming from. And then the types of fat that you choose. Say for example, looking at those vegetable oils that contain a lot of inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids, you want to keep those to a minimum and choose other types of fat.